right, Accordion Cool again, I believe, unless we've changed things without telling me. And again, I'm Coach Dave, unless somebody changed that, but I think everything's normal. Well, today's show, the theme of today's show is there's no theme. Well, that's kind of strange. Well, the theme is actually just doing some stuff from different genres and stuff that you may not have even heard me play before, but just messing around. So the theme is kind of anything goes, which, oh yeah, that was the first tune, Anything Goes. And today, anything goes. Anything Goes, 1934 musical. Name of the musical was, oh yeah, Anything Goes. So today, anything goes. Now I'll be willing to bet that somewhere out there in accordion land, there's one or two people who are closet rock and rollers. In fact, I have one sitting right in front of me in the audience. I bet he's a closet rock and roller. And many years ago, when Ike and Tina Turner were together, I guess he was still beating her up, but I had a next door neighbor whose brother had a small amusement park. And he said to me when I says, hey, how would you guys like to go and hear Ike and Tina Turner? I said, duh, sure, all right, fine. So we went, and they did their show, and after the show, we were backstage and carrying on a very meaningless conversation with Ike. And this little person, kind of trotted up and stood right beside me. So I looked down and exchanged howdies. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. That's Tina. And Tina stood there, and as wild and crazy as she was on stage, she was like a little mouse. But of course, she probably was under orders that when Ike speaks, she doesn't, but she was right. I didn't wash my left arm for 3 weeks. So why do I mention Tina Turner? Well, this next tune was written by a rock group called the Creedence Clearwater Revival, a fellow named John Fogerty. They had a big hit in 1969, but Tina had the biggest hit on this song in 1971. It's called Proud Mary, a little rock and roll tune, and she starts it like very easy, and then she goes into Tina mode. So here we go. Mary, or Proud Tina. Of course, we lost Tina just about a year ago, I think, last year or 2 years ago. And of course, she eventually did get away from Ike and continued on her career. I believe Ike went to jail, and somebody did the deed on him in jail, so he is also no longer with us. So. Anyway, enough of Proud Mary. Okay, this next tune was actually written in 1843. You know, I wasn't there. 1843. It's like a Russian folk song or love song, and a lot of it has become like a classical accordion piece. Now, I don't do those things. I don't play classical music, but I've seen people trying to play this tune or this song and other similar songs and just having a terrible time with it, because they're trying to play the way somebody else played this song, their arrangement, instead of doing their own thing. Because the song is very simple melody. It sounds like... Dark Eyes. Dark Eyes. Like I said, it's become kind of an accordion classical piece, but now I just played that. Now if I would just start it once right now, it wouldn't be the same, because I don't think about, okay, here I'm going to do, you know, it just comes. And that's the thing with these people. They see this, you know, big piece of sheet music, and wow, look at all those notes, I'm going to do that, just like, you know, fill in blank here, did it or wrote it or whatever, and it's somebody else's work. Do your own. Well, I'll get off my soapbox, all right. This next tune is dedicated to all the ladies out there. Written in 1959, I believe, by a fellow named Neil Hefti. Neil Hefti was a trumpet player with the Count Basie Orchestra. Now, I love the big bands. Of course, at Berkeley, we had to write for all the big bands, and my favorite big band is Duke Ellington. However, the Count Basie Orchestra, they had the best of the best musicians in that orchestra. So Neil Hefti wrote a little tune dedicated to those ladies called Cute. So it sounds hopefully a little bit like this. Cute was the name of that song. Neil Hefti wrote a lot of other tunes. A tune called Little Darlin'. He wrote the theme from the Odd Couple, and of course his biggest claim to fame. I'll get my mouth working right. Biggest claim to fame was he wrote the Batman theme. Now come on, huh? All right, enough of Neil Hefti. Now this next tune was written in 1914. We're going to stay with the piano on this because it was written by a fellow who was a piano player. His name was W.C. Handy. And, you know, we've done some rock and roll and we've done some traditional stuff. Let's do a little bit of blues, and this is called the St. Louis Blues. Now the interesting thing about this song is if you're not a jazz player, just by playing the melody, it's kind of written in a little jazz style, has what we call, you know, the jazz notes in it, you know, that type of thing. So it's a fun tune, St. Louis Blues. St. Louis Blues, W.C. Handy. Those notes I was mentioning, they're called blue notes. And of course, you've heard me mention 1,000 times the show, a fellow named Art Van Dam, who was the pioneer of jazz accordion. You may also have heard of a fellow named Dick Contino, who played more of the traditional accordion things, Lady of Spain and all that stuff. Well, there was a bunch of accordion players having a session one day, and Art and Dick Contino were sitting next to each other. Art Van Dam had a heart attack. So Dick Contino was the first guy to him, and Art's comment was, "Dick, I think I just hit a blue note." And of course, I knew both of those gentlemen, Art a little bit better, but both gentlemen, and of course, they're also both gone, so there's not a lot of us left here. Well, this next tune, 1955, and this is, well, when I was playing back in 1955 or so, this was kind of a traditional tune, not necessarily for the accordion, it was for the trumpet. The fellow playing it was a trumpet player named Prez Prado, and he used to start this song off and bend the note, and I can't do it on accordion, but when you hear it, you'll know which note I'm talking about. Little tune called Cherry Pink and Apple Blossom White. So let's see what happens. Cherry Pink and Apple Blossom White. I guess the words go something like, what's a cherry tree beside and a cherry, oh, I don't know. All right, well, we're getting down towards the end of our time today, and we play cute for all the cute ladies. And our last tune is also for all the lovely ladies out there. Now, we've gone pretty much through the gamut, so let's do a little traditional country. And, of course, the pioneer of traditional country music was a fellow named Hank Williams. Hank Williams, in the late 40s and early 50s. Now, Hank Williams, he had 36, I believe the number is, golden records. You got to sell 1 million to get a gold record. 29 of them were after his death. Now, Hank Williams died at age 29. I guess he was, shall we say, putting systems into his body and things that are not supposed to be there, and it finally caught up with him. But in 1951, now I played this tune a lot because it kind of, you can do a little something with it, and a little jazzy too. Of course, Hank's probably spinning in his grave if he hears it that way. But a little tune called "Hey, Good Looking." Let's see what happens here. Good looking. How about cooking? Something up with it. Of course, the middle part, what we call the bridge, has got a hot rod Ford and a $2 bill. They're going to go out and have a party. Well, it was 1951. What can I tell you? Well, we're just about out of our time now. And as usual, thank y'all for watching, listening, tuning in. However it is you do get this little show. And we're going to say, bring the young'uns in. Some of those tunes today they've probably never heard. So let them know what music used to be like. And of course, what can I say? I say it every week. The big guy behind the glass. If I sound good, it's up to him. If I sound bad, like I say, there's something wrong with the instrument. So we're going to take it home with just a little bit. Of course, Hank Williams. I mean, he did more with 2 and 3 chords than anybody ever has. I mean, like that tune only had 3 chords in it. Some of his tunes only have 2 chords. I mean, well, what can I say? Little Hey Good Looking.